Welcome to One on One on God 101. Our guest today is Big Brother Season 25 winner, the one and only Jag. Jag, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Julie. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. It's so good to reconnect with you. We have a lot of ground to cover because we have not seen each other since finale night. But first, God, tell me about your faith, how you grew up.
I'm sick and grew up sick as well. And it's something that's very important to me. I actually chatted about it a lot on the show as well as being like the first sick house guest on the show. And so my faith has always been very important to me, and beyond that as well, um, representation of that is has always been very very key to me. And so I've been very blessed to grow up in a household where my family taught me a lot about my faith and my identity, and that's really grounded me and made me the man I am today. And so um, yeah, always grateful for it, and grateful to even have the opportunity to be on a show like Big Brother, and to be myself and to be the first of many, hopefully.
What does it mean to be sick?
Um, I think it's different for a lot of folks. Sick actually translates to learn. So to be sick to me is to constantly grow and learn and to be a better person every day. The way I try to emulate that is by like giving back to others, being positive, making other people laugh, and just doing good in the world.
Would you say loving one another defines part of being sick?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's really key. That's what I try to spread love as much as I can as well, and so that's an important part of that.
And what does your prayer look like? Your prayer life look like in the sick faith and in you personally?
Yeah, in the sick faith, like people choose differently, like how they want to pray in the sick faith, and so um, that's something that like for me and like my family, it's all personal, like how people want to pray, like as is true across any faith. And for me, it's something that's really personal. I'm someone that is very spiritual, and so for instance, an example I can share is like before every competition, I would like recite a prayer to myself and just have a conversation with God. You know what I mean? And um, just feeling grateful for the opportunity to be there. And that was something that happened like before any competition I went into. And so it's something that is very intimate and vulnerable, and like helps me connect a lot.
Well, if that's not a demonstration of prayer working, I don't know what is because you are a competition beast. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you broke all records.
Yeah, I mean, like I didn't know that when I was in the house at all. I found out after I left the house that I broke all these records, which was the coolest like cherry on top. You know what I mean? I remember it was my brother that came to me and was like, "Hey, did you know, by the way, you broke all these records?" And I was floored because I didn't know what it was just not on my radar at all. Like I was just trying to win these competitions so that I could stay safe, keep my allies safe, and like live to see another week.
Would the prayer that you would say to yourself before a competition, would it be different each time? Is it a set prayer that you learned in your faith, or was it just you speaking from your heart to God?
So it'd be a little bit different each time. So it would just be like a conversation that I'm having. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And would you say your experience in the Big Brother house, did it affect your faith in any way? Did it deepen your connection to God? Did you ever, or did you just stay on course? Can you talk to me about that? The experience of the house and your faith?
Yeah, I mean, like I came into the house, and if anything, it deepened it, or helped just stay on course. I came in, I knew I wanted to play a certain game with certain values that are important to me and my identity, and so that's something that throughout the game can be very challenging. Um, and I think reminding myself constantly of the way in which I want to play and the communities that I'm representing while I'm on here, especially being the first person to be able to represent. That's a really big responsibility, and it's something I was really grateful for. So I knew exactly how I wanted to play. And so I think it definitely did impact um, me in the house in a lot of ways. And I think it was just like a beautiful message as well. I think this whole cast was so amazing, and just seeing everyone connect over faith, over identity, over just all these things that make us all human, and being able to like love each other for that was something that was really amazing.
Did you ever, growing up, did you ever wander from your faith before getting back on course?
I did not. I stuck true to my faith, and I think it was something that like from my parents and grandparents' teachings. It was very important. So my identity and my faith have been important to me. I think um, I grew up in like a unique situation compared to like other folks where like I grew up in a small town called Omak where my family was the first Sikh family that was there. And so no one else looked like me or believed the way I did or any of that. So that was definitely something that at a very early age I learned a lot about other faiths, or that like people are all different and it's okay, and we all are still human and we deserve to be loved and to give love and give back. And I think that's something that has definitely impacted who I am, because it's so cool for me to connect with people all with like all different backgrounds, all different faiths, all different cultures, and whatever you have it. And like growing up in a small town, like being the only one with my faith is something that like helped shape that.
And that was in Washington State, Omak, Washington.
Omak, Washington. Yeah.
All right, you won $750,000 on Big Brother. What have you done with the money, if anything, so far?
Um, well, the first thing I did is I went and got some Taco Bell. So that's what
Even though
that's what
you could afford more, but you love what you love.
I got $750,000, 750,000 burritos is what I got. No, I haven't really done much with it yet. It's something I think is like I want to like spend a lot of time thinking about like how I want to use it. But um, for instance, I talked a lot about my family on the show, and this is something that like everything I did was for my family, for my community. And so even this money that I won, I don't see it as like, oh, this is my money that like I won and I'm gonna do whatever I want. It's something that's like a conversation with my family, and how I can like continue to, help and support and whatever that looks like for my family and my communities, and just like give back.
It seemed like you were pretty successful going into it because you had your own business, right? Was it like, tanker trucks or
Yeah, yeah. So I actually come from like a family of like entrepreneurs. The funny thing about that is like after college, I worked corporate for a little bit, and that was me going against the grain. Like in my family and my cousins, my uncles, my like everyone has like everyone's an entrepreneur. So for me to work corporate was like, whoa, like what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I just want to try it out. So yeah, like I come from a family where um everyone just has like all these ideas and things that they want to do. So it's been cool like growing up in that environment.
but then you did go into business for yourself eventually.
Yes, I did. Yeah. And I like helped out with family business as well. The trucking company is like one of those businesses. I was also like a real estate agent. So is my brother, and so we were doing real estate together. And yeah, my family just has different like businesses that we do.
Since winning, you and your brother have moved down to Los Angeles. What do you hope to do here?
Yeah, one, I'm excited to be down here with my brother as well. Like he is someone who has always supported me so much, and that continues to be true now. So it's been exciting being here. I think just like there's more opportunities here, especially when I think about like representation. That was the biggest part for me being on Big Brother. Like it was never about like solely winning. It was getting onto the show was a bigger deal than like, oh, like can I win, can I not, just because I think it speaks volumes. Just like someone who looks like me being on the show is important. So I think like any way I can continue to represent myself and my communities is what I'm most keen at like looking into.
Who are you in contact with from the house? Like, talk to me about these friendships that you made, these bonds. Which ones have stuck?
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like, I'm in the house for 100 days and I made a lot of friendships. Like, folks saw that play out in the house as well. Like, a lot of people I'm very, very close with, and that has continued to stay true on the outside. Um, Everyone saw the bond between me and Matt, for instance. Him and I are still very, very close, and we talk all the time. And I will say, like, I love the cast. I love the cast, and like I can name everyone and like the beautiful bonds that we have. But like truly, it was something like on the show was true, and like I still love everyone so much. And like we'll FaceTime people or text them or check in or whatever it is. So I've been blessed where one of the really cool parts of Big Brother that I think as a viewer I didn't like see or like recognize as much because I would always be like, oh, like it's a game, like oh, make this move, do all of that is like the relationships are very real that are formed in there. And there's like these really cool friendships that you walk away with no matter what. So that's something that I've continued to feel grateful for.
Friendships and marriages and families,
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's amazing. Have you been able to watch the show?
So I've seen like clips, like little like small clips, but I haven't seen even a full episode of the show yet. I just haven't like made the time to, and I definitely want to at some point, but I have to set aside time to do that.
And finally, what would you say, is the biggest change in your life since walking out of that house and being the winner of Big Brother?
I think uh, the biggest change I think the biggest thing for me, like walking out of the house, has been like the impact that I didn't know I had on some folks. Where like I've had a lot of people reach out, for instance, like like sick parents, and then they're raising children who are sick as well, and like seeing videos of them or like them reacting to me when I got onto the show or when I won the show or like different moments, and how excited they got just to see someone who looks like them on the screen. So I've gotten a lot of love and support from families and even people who aren't sick reaching out. Folks have said like, hey, by the way, like thank you for sharing so much about your identity. I didn't know anything about six before that, and now I've learned, and now this has helped me like open conversations with other folks in my life. Or even on the very opposite end of that, people have actually reached out saying like, hey, I used to be scared of folks wearing turbans before this. Like I used to have this negative opinion or negative idea and misconception of what it represented, and after watching you on the show, like it helped me a lot with learning a little bit more, and like now I can continue that growth or that learning journey. And so just hearing all of that has been the most incredible part by far. Like being on the show was amazing, and now after the show hearing that and like being part of those conversations has been like there aren't words to that level of impact and the way like folks are reaching out. That's been absolutely beautiful.
That's even better than winning the game.
Yeah.
So, congratulations to you again, Jag, and keep being, keep on making a positive difference in this world, and may God always bless you. Thank you,
Thank
Jag.
you. Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.